Hello, my beautiful friends. I want you to take a deep breath with me right now, wherever you are. Just breathe in slowly and let it out gently. Good. I know you're here because something inside you is calling for change, calling for more abundance, more prosperity in your life. And I want you to know that it's perfectly natural to feel this way. There's nothing wrong with wanting more money, wanting to live comfortably, wanting to provide for yourself and your loved ones without constantly worrying about bills or unexpected expenses. I see you there, perhaps sitting at your kitchen table late at night, looking at bills and wondering how you're going to make it all work. Or maybe you're driving to a job that doesn't fulfill you, dreaming of something better but not knowing how to get there. I feel the heaviness in your heart when you see others living the life you want, and you wonder why it seems so easy for them and so hard for you. These feelings are valid, and they're more common than you might think. You are not alone in this struggle, and you are certainly not broken because you want more for your life. Money has become such a complicated subject for so many of us. We've been taught to feel guilty for wanting it, ashamed for not having enough of it, and fearful of what might happen if we lost what little we have. But what if I told you that money is simply energy, just like love, just like joy, just like health? What if I told you that you have every right to prosperity, that abundance is your natural birthright, and that the universe wants to support you in living a life of ease and plenty? I know this might sound too good to be true right now, especially if you've been struggling for a long time. Your mind might be saying, "That's easy for her to say," or "That works for other people, but not for me." I understand those thoughts because I've had them too. There was a time in my own life when I felt completely powerless around money, when I believed that financial struggle was just my lot in life. But I learned something profound that changed everything for me, and it's something I want to share with you today. The truth is, your financial situation right now is not a punishment, and it's not permanent. It's simply a reflection of old patterns of thinking, old beliefs that were planted in your mind long before you even knew what money was. These beliefs feel so real, so true, because you've been carrying them for so long. But beliefs can be changed, patterns can be shifted, and your financial story can be completely rewritten starting today. I want you to feel safe here with me. There's no judgment in this space, no shame about where you are right now, whether you're living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in debt, or just feeling stuck in a cycle of financial mediocrity. You are exactly where you need to be to begin this transformation. Every person who has ever achieved financial freedom started exactly where you are now, with a desire for something better and the willingness to believe that change is possible. The work we're going to do together isn't about getting rich quick or finding some magical shortcut to wealth. It's about healing your relationship with money from the inside out, about changing the deep-seated beliefs that have been keeping you trapped in patterns of lack and limitation. It's about opening your heart and mind to receive the abundance that is already flowing toward you, waiting for you to say yes to it. Today, I'm going to teach you something incredibly powerful. I'm going to show you how to use the sacred art of visualization to literally reprogram your subconscious mind for prosperity. This isn't just positive thinking or wishful daydreaming. This is a precise, scientific method that works with the natural laws of your mind, to create lasting change in your financial reality. Your subconscious mind is like the most sophisticated computer ever created, and it's been programmed since childhood with beliefs about money, success, and your own worthiness. Right now, it might be running programs that say things like, money is hard to come by, or people like me don't get to be wealthy, or I have to struggle to survive. But just like any computer, your subconscious can be reprogrammed with new, empowering beliefs that support the life you truly want to live. The beautiful thing about visualization is that your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between what you vividly imagine and what you actually experience. When you create clear, detailed mental images of your desired financial reality, your subconscious begins to accept these images as truth and starts working behind the scenes to make them manifest in your physical world. But visualization is so much more than just seeing pictures in your mind. True visualization engages all of your senses, all of your emotions, and connects you to the feeling of already having what you desire. It's about stepping into the energy of abundance before it shows up in your bank account, about becoming the person who naturally attracts prosperity by aligning your inner state with your outer desires. I've seen thousands of people transform their financial lives using these principles. I've watched single mothers go from barely making ends meet to running successful businesses. I've seen people buried in debt become completely debt-free and financially independent. I've witnessed individuals who felt trapped in poverty consciousness step into lives of genuine abundance and joy. And the beautiful thing is, it always starts the same way, with a decision to believe that something better is possible. The human mind is incredibly powerful, but most of us have never learned how to harness that power consciously. We walk through life letting our minds run on autopilot, replaying the same old thoughts, creating the same old results. But when you learn to direct your mental energy with intention and purpose, when you learn to visualize with clarity and feeling, you tap into a force that can literally reshape your reality. Every thought you think creates a vibration, and that vibration attracts experiences that match it. If you're constantly thinking thoughts of lack, worry, and financial stress, you're sending out a vibration that attracts more experiences of lack, worry, and financial stress. But when you shift your thoughts to abundance, gratitude, and prosperity, you begin to attract experiences that match those higher vibrations. This isn't about denying your current financial challenges or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It's about choosing to focus your mental energy on what you want to create rather than what you want to avoid. It's about training your mind to see possibilities instead of limitations, solutions instead of problems, abundance instead of scarcity. Your thoughts about money were learned, which means they can be unlearned and replaced with thoughts that serve you better. The beliefs you have about your own worthiness, about what's possible for you, about how money works in the world, all of these were programmed into your mind when you were young and impressionable, but you're not that helpless child anymore. You're a powerful adult with the ability to choose new thoughts, new beliefs, and new ways of being in relationship with money. I want you to understand that struggling with money doesn't make you a bad person, and wanting more money doesn't make you greedy or selfish. Money is simply a tool, a form of energy that allows you to take care of yourself and others, to pursue your dreams, to make a positive difference in the world. When you have more money, you have more options, more freedom, more ability to live according to your values and share your gifts with others. The universe is infinitely abundant. There is more than enough money, more than enough resources, more than enough opportunity for everyone to live comfortably and prosperously. Scarcity is an illusion created by fear-based thinking. When you truly understand this, when you feel it in your bones, everything begins to change. You stop competing with others for limited resources and start collaborating with the infinite abundance that surrounds you. But abundance isn't just about money. True abundance is about feeling rich in all areas of your life. Rich in love, rich in health, rich in creativity, rich in purpose, rich in joy. When you cultivate this inner sense of richness, when you appreciate and celebrate the abundance that already exists in your life, you create a magnetic field that attracts even more abundance in all forms, including money. Right now, even if your bank account doesn't show it, you are surrounded by abundance. You have air to breathe. You have a body that serves you. You have experiences and memories and relationships that enrich your life. You have unique talents and perspectives that no one else in the world possesses. You have the ability to learn, to grow, to change, to create. This is true wealth, and when you recognize it, you begin to vibrate at the frequency of abundance. Money flows most easily to those who feel worthy of receiving it, who believe they deserve to prosper, who are open and receptive to abundance in all its forms. If deep down you believe you don't deserve to have money, or that having money would somehow make you a bad person, or that you have to suffer and struggle to be spiritual or worthy, then no amount of hard work or positive thinking will create lasting financial change. But worthiness isn't something you have to earn or prove. You were born worthy. Your worthiness is not based on what you do, what you achieve, what you produce, or how you compare to others. Your worthiness is inherent, built into the very fabric of your being. You deserve to prosper simply because you exist, simply because you are a beloved child of the universe, simply because abundance is the natural state of all creation. The relationship you have with money is really a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. If you don't feel worthy of love, you won't feel worthy of money. If you don't trust yourself, you won't trust yourself with money. If you don't believe you deserve good things, you won't allow yourself to receive financial abundance. This is why healing your money issues requires healing your relationship with yourself first. When you were very young, before you even understood what money was, you were absorbing messages about it from everyone around you. You heard your parents arguing about bills. You felt the tension in the house when money was tight. You listened to conversations about rich people being greedy or poor people being lazy. You absorbed beliefs about whether your family was the kind of family that had money or didn't have money, whether people like you were destined to struggle or destined to succeed. These early experiences shaped neural pathways in your brain, creating automatic responses to money that still influence you today. When you see a bill in the mail, your nervous system might automatically activate stress responses that were formed decades ago. When you think about asking for a raise, You might hear internal voices warning you not to be too greedy or too demanding, voices that originated from well-meaning adults who were passing on their own fears and limitations. Understanding this can be incredibly liberating because it means your current financial struggles aren't about your personal failings or shortcomings. They're about outdated programming that was installed when you were too young to question it. And just as that programming was learned, it can be unlearned and replaced with programming that supports your highest good. The stories your family told about money became your stories about money, at least until you consciously choose different stories. If your family believed that money was scarce, that rich people were corrupt, that hard work was the only way to earn money, that there was never enough to go around, then those beliefs became your unconscious blueprint for financial reality. But you have the power to write a new story, to choose beliefs that empower you rather than limit you. Some families pass down traditions of prosperity consciousness, teaching their children that abundance is natural, that money is a positive force, that wealth can be used for good. But if you didn't receive those teachings, you can give them to yourself now. You can become the loving parent to your own financial consciousness, nurturing new beliefs about what's possible for you. This journey of transforming your relationship with money is really a journey of coming home to yourself, to your own power, to your own infinite worth. It's about remembering who you really are beneath all the fear and conditioning. You are not your circumstances. You are not your current bank balance. You are not your past financial mistakes or your family's financial patterns. You are an unlimited spiritual being having a temporary human experience, and you have the power to create whatever financial reality serves your highest good. Now let me share with you something truly magical. I want to teach you about a sacred image, a special visualization that has helped countless people step into their financial power and manifest the income they've been dreaming of. This isn't just any ordinary visualization. This is a precise, powerful technique that works directly with your subconscious mind to reprogram it for abundance and prosperity. Close your eyes for a moment, and I want you to think about your dream income. What would your life look like if money was never a concern? What would you do with your days if you knew that abundant income was flowing to you consistently and effortlessly? How would you feel waking up each morning knowing that you had more than enough money to live the life you truly desire? I want you to create a very specific image in your mind. This image will become your sacred anchor, your visual representation of financial abundance. But this isn't just about seeing numbers on a bank statement or piles of money. This image needs to represent what that abundance means to you, how it feels to live in that energy of prosperity. Perhaps your sacred image is walking into your dream home for the first time, feeling the keys in your hand as you unlock the door to a space that truly reflects who you are. Maybe it's sitting in your favorite chair, looking out at a view that brings you peace, knowing that you can afford to live in this beautiful place without stress or strain. Feel the texture of the furniture beneath you, smell the fresh flowers you've placed on the table, hear the sounds of the life you've created around you, or perhaps your sacred image is different. Maybe it's the moment you hand your letter of resignation to a boss who has never appreciated you. knowing that you now have the financial freedom to pursue work that feeds your soul. Feel the lightness in your chest as you walk out of that building for the last time, knowing that you'll never again have to compromise your values or your time for a paycheck that barely covers your needs. Your sacred image might be the look of relief and joy on your parents' face when you tell them you're paying off their mortgage, that they never have to worry about losing their home. Or it could be the moment you write a check to your favorite charity, knowing that your abundance allows you to make a real difference in the world. Maybe it's seeing your children's faces light up when you tell them you can afford to send them to the college of their dreams without them having to worry about student loans. The key is to make this image intensely personal and emotionally charged. Your subconscious mind responds to emotion more than anything else. When you can connect deep feelings of joy, relief, gratitude, and excitement to your visualization, you create neural pathways that support the manifestation of that reality. But here's what makes this technique so powerful. You're not just going to see this image once and hope for the best. You're going to visit this image every single day. You're going to make it so real, so vivid, so emotionally compelling that your subconscious mind begins to believe it's already happening. And when your subconscious believes something is real, it works tirelessly to make it so in your physical reality. When you visualize with all your senses engaged, something remarkable happens in your brain. The same neural networks that fire when you actually experience something also fire when you vividly imagine experiencing it. This means that every time you practice this visualization, you're literally rewiring your brain for success, creating new neural pathways that support abundance instead of lack. Your subconscious mind is always listening to the images you create, the thoughts you think, the feelings you generate. Right now, it might be programmed with images of struggle, stress, and financial limitation. But through consistent, emotionally charged visualization, you can reprogram it with images of ease, abundance, and prosperity. I want you to understand that this sacred image you're creating needs to include not just what you'll have, but who you'll become. The person who lives in your dream income reality is slightly different from who you are today. They carry themselves differently, they speak differently, they make decisions from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. They wake up excited about their day rather than worried about their bills. They approach challenges with confidence rather than fear. Spend some time with this future version of yourself. How do they dress? How do they move through the world? What kind of energy do they radiate? What do they believe about themselves and their capabilities? This isn't about becoming someone fake or pretentious. It's about stepping into the fullest, most confident version of who you already are beneath all the financial stress and worry. In your sacred image, you might see yourself walking into a high-end store and buying something beautiful without checking the price tag first. Feel the freedom of that moment, the ease of knowing that you can afford whatever brings you joy. Or maybe you see yourself at a restaurant, ordering exactly what you want rather than looking for the cheapest item on the menu. These small moments of financial freedom add up to create a completely different quality of life. The beautiful thing about this visualization technique is that it begins to change your vibration immediately. Even before your external circumstances change, you start to feel different. You start to carry yourself with more confidence. You start to make decisions from a place of abundance rather than fear. You start to notice opportunities that were always there, but that you couldn't see through the fog of financial worry. But I need to tell you something important about resistance. As you begin to practice this visualization, your old mind patterns might try to interfere. You might hear internal voices saying things like, "This is silly," or "This will never work for me," or "I don't deserve this kind of life." These voices aren't the truth about you. They're just old programming trying to keep you stuck in familiar patterns, even if those patterns aren't serving you. When resistance comes up, and it probably will, I want you to treat it with compassion rather than fighting against it. Simply acknowledge the fearful thoughts and then gently return your attention to your sacred image. You might say to yourself, "Thank you, fear, for trying to protect me, but I'm choosing to focus on abundance now." The goal isn't to eliminate all doubt, but to spend more time in the energy of abundance than in the energy of lack. Sometimes the resistance shows up as physical sensations. You might feel tension in your chest when you try to visualize abundance, or your breathing might become shallow. This is normal. Your nervous system has been conditioned to expect financial stress, so imagining financial ease might initially feel foreign or even threatening to the part of you that's trying to keep you safe. When this happens, breathe deeply and remind yourself that it's safe to prosper. It's safe to have money. It's safe to live abundantly. Your worth doesn't come from struggle, and having money doesn't make you a bad person. You can be wealthy and still be kind, generous, and spiritually connected. In fact, when you have abundance, you have more capacity to help others and make a positive difference in the world. I've worked with so many people who carried guilt about wanting money, as if desiring financial security somehow made them shallow or materialistic. But wanting to live comfortably, wanting to provide for your family, wanting to have the resources to pursue your dreams and help others, these are beautiful, natural desires. They don't diminish your spirituality or your worth as a person. The resistance might also show up as skepticism about whether visualization actually works. Your logical mind might say, "How can just imagining something make it real?" But visualization isn't magic, it's science. When you consistently visualize your desired outcome with emotion and sensory detail, you're programming your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters information and determines what you notice in your environment. When your reticular activating system is programmed for abundance, you start to notice opportunities that were always there, but that you previously overlooked. You become more aware of potential income streams, more open to possibilities, more likely to take inspired action when opportunities present themselves. You also start to make different choices that align with abundance rather than scarcity. If you've been programmed to believe that money is scarce and hard to come by, you might unconsciously sabotage opportunities or talk yourself out of pursuing them. But when you reprogram your subconscious for abundance, you start to move toward opportunities rather than away from them. You start to trust yourself to handle money wisely. You start to believe that you deserve to prosper. The key to working through resistance is consistency and gentleness. Don't force the visualization or try to muscle through the fear. Instead, Approach your sacred image with the same loving attention you would give to a treasured friend. Spend time with it every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Let it evolve and become more detailed over time. Some days your visualization will feel incredibly real and emotionally charged. Other days it might feel flat or difficult to access. This is perfectly normal. Don't judge yourself on the days when it feels challenging. Just show up anyway. The cumulative effect of consistent practice is what creates lasting change, not any single perfect visualization session. Your sacred image is like a seed that you're planting in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Every time you practice, you're watering that seed, giving it the attention and energy it needs to grow. Some days you might not see any visible growth, but the roots are strengthening beneath the surface. Trust the process, even when you can't see immediate results. As you continue to work with your sacred image, you might find that it becomes more sophisticated and detailed. You might start to notice small elements that weren't there before, or you might feel called to adjust certain aspects to make them more emotionally compelling. This is wonderful. Let your visualization evolve naturally as you do. The most important thing is that your sacred image fills you with positive emotion. It should make you feel excited, grateful, peaceful, and empowered. If any part of your visualization creates anxiety or pressure, adjust it until it feels completely positive and inspiring. This is your personal vision of abundance, and it should reflect what truly matters to you, not what you think you should want or what others expect from you. Your sacred image becomes a bridge between your current reality and your desired reality. Every time you visit it in your mind, you're taking a step across that bridge. You're training your consciousness to live in the vibration of abundance, which naturally attracts more abundance into your physical experience. This is how all lasting change happens, from the inside out, from consciousness to manifestation, from vision to reality. Now, as you begin to work with your sacred image, you might notice that certain fears or old beliefs try to surface. This is actually a good sign. It means your visualization is powerful enough to bring up the very blocks that have been keeping you stuck. I want to help you move through these blocks with love and understanding because clearing them is essential for your financial transformation. One of the most common blocks I see is the fear of not being enough. You might find yourself thinking, I don't have the skills to earn that much money, or I'm not smart enough to be wealthy, or I don't deserve to live that well. These thoughts feel so real, so true, because they've been with you for so long, but they're not facts about you. They're just old programs running in your mind. When these fearful thoughts arise, I want you to treat them like you would a frightened child. You wouldn't yell at a scared child or try to force them to be brave. Instead, you would hold them gently and remind them that they're safe. Do the same with your fearful thoughts. Acknowledge them with compassion and then gently redirect your attention back to your sacred image. Another common block is the fear of change itself. Even when your current financial situation is stressful, it's familiar. Your mind knows how to operate in scarcity mode, even though it's not pleasant. The idea of actually having abundant money can feel scary because it's unknown territory. Your ego might whisper things like, what if I can't handle having money? Or, what if success changes me in ways I don't like? These fears are understandable, but they're based on old stories about what money does to people. The truth is, money simply amplifies who you already are. If you're kind and generous now, you'll be kind and generous with money. If you have good values now, you'll maintain those values when you're prosperous. Money doesn't corrupt people, it reveals their character. And since you're here doing this inner work, focusing on healing and growth, I know your character is beautiful. Sometimes the resistance shows up as guilt about wanting more when others have less. You might think, how can I focus on manifesting abundance when there are people in the world who don't have enough food? This comes from a misunderstanding about how abundance works. The universe is not a pie where taking more means others get less. Abundance is infinite. When you step into your prosperity, you're actually contributing to the collective abundance of humanity. When you're financially free, you have more capacity to help others. You can donate to causes you care about, support family members who are struggling, create jobs for others, or simply model what's possible for people who are still stuck in limitation. Your abundance doesn't take away from others. It adds to the total amount of prosperity in the world. The fear of being judged for having money is another common block. You might worry that friends or family will think you've become arrogant or that you've forgotten where you came from. But remember, other people's opinions about your success often reflect their own relationship with money, not the truth about you. Some people might feel threatened by your transformation because it challenges their beliefs about what's possible. You can't control how others react to your success, but you can control how you respond to their reactions. Stay grounded in your values, remain grateful for your blessings, and continue to treat others with kindness and respect. Your job is not to stay small to make others comfortable. Your job is to step into your full potential and use your gifts to make a positive difference in the world. As you work through these blocks, you might find it helpful to write about them. Take out a journal and write down the fearful thoughts that come up when you practice your visualization. Then, for each fear, write a loving response. If the fear says, "I don't deserve to be wealthy," you might write back, "I deserve abundance because I am a beloved child of the universe. My worth is inherent and unchangeable." This process of witnessing your fears and responding with love is incredibly healing. It helps you separate your true self from the fearful voice of your conditioning. Over time, you'll find that the fears lose their power over you. They might still pop up occasionally, but they won't stop you from moving forward with your visualization practice and your financial goals. Now let's talk about cultivating the mindset that supports abundance. Abundance isn't just about having a lot of money, it's a way of being in the world. It's about recognizing and appreciating the wealth that already exists in your life, even before your financial situation changes. When you live from abundance consciousness, you naturally attract more abundance because you're vibrating at the frequency of prosperity. Start by looking around your life right now and noticing all the ways you're already rich. You have a roof over your head, food to eat, clothes to wear. You have relationships that bring you joy, experiences that have taught you valuable lessons, talents and abilities that are uniquely yours. You have access to beauty, sunsets, music, art, nature. You have the gift of consciousness itself, the ability to think, feel, create, and love. Abundance consciousness is about appreciating what you have while simultaneously being open to more. It's not about being satisfied with less than you want, but about feeling grateful for what exists now while maintaining faith that more is coming. This balance between gratitude and desire is the sweet spot where manifestation happens most easily. Practice looking for abundance everywhere you go. Notice the variety of products in the grocery store, the number of cars on the road, the countless leaves on trees. The world is overflowing with abundance, and when you train your eye to see it, you begin to feel like you're part of that abundance rather than separate from it. Start treating yourself with the respect and care you would show someone who is inherently worthy of good things. This might mean buying yourself flowers occasionally, taking time for activities you enjoy, or simply speaking to yourself with kindness. When you treat yourself as valuable, you send a message to your subconscious that you deserve to be treated well by life, including financially. Generosity is another key aspect of abundance consciousness. When you give freely of your time, attention, love, or resources, you demonstrate to the universe that you have plenty to share. This doesn't mean giving more than you can afford or ignoring your own needs. It means finding ways to contribute positively to others' lives, even in small ways. You might hold the door for someone, offer a genuine compliment, share your knowledge or skills, or donate a small amount to a cause you care about. The amount doesn't matter as much as the energy behind the giving. When you give from a place of abundance rather than obligation, you're practicing the vibration of prosperity. Gratitude is perhaps the most powerful tool for shifting into abundance consciousness. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you're acknowledging the good that already exists in your life. This sends a signal to the universe that you appreciate abundance and are ready to receive more of it. But true gratitude isn't just about making lists or going through the motions. It's about genuinely feeling thankful for the blessings in your life, even the small ones. It's about letting yourself be moved by the beauty and goodness that surrounds you. When gratitude becomes a feeling rather than just a thought, it has the power to transform your entire experience of life. Make gratitude a daily practice. Each morning when you wake up, before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. Feel the appreciation in your heart, not just in your head. At night before you sleep, review your day and find moments to appreciate. This simple practice will gradually shift your default focus from what's missing to what's present. You can also practice gratitude for things that haven't happened yet. Thank the universe for the abundance that's on its way to you. Feel grateful for your dream income as if it's already flowing into your life. This isn't about pretending or being unrealistic. It's about aligning your energy with what you want to create. Another important aspect of abundance consciousness is learning to receive gracefully. Many people who struggle with money also struggle with receiving in general. They deflect compliments, refuse help, or feel guilty when good things happen to them. But if you can't receive the small gifts life offers, how can you receive the big ones? Practice saying thank you when someone compliments you instead of deflecting or disagreeing. Allow others to help you when they offer. Accept gifts graciously without feeling like you have to reciprocate immediately. Let yourself enjoy good fortune when it comes your way, without waiting for the other shoe to drop. Receiving is just as important as giving in the flow of abundance. When you block receiving, you interrupt the natural circulation of energy. But when you open yourself to receive with gratitude and grace, you keep the flow moving and invite more good things into your life. Now let's talk about how to integrate your sacred image visualization into your daily life. Consistency is key to reprogramming your subconscious mind, so you want to make this practice a regular part of your routine. The good news is that you don't need hours of time. Even a few minutes of focused visualization can be incredibly powerful. I recommend practicing your sacred image visualization twice a day, once in the morning and once before bed. These are times when your conscious mind is naturally more relaxed and your subconscious is more receptive to new programming. In the morning, your visualization sets the tone for your day and helps you start from a place of abundance rather than lack. At night, it's the last thing you focus on before sleep, allowing your subconscious to work with the images and energy throughout the night. Find a quiet space where you won't be interrupted. This could be a corner of your bedroom, a comfortable chair in your living room, or even a peaceful spot in nature if weather permits. The location doesn't matter as much as your ability to relax and focus. Some people like to create a special space for their visualization practice with candles, crystals, or other items that help them feel centered and inspired. Sit comfortably with your spine straight but not rigid. Take a few deep breaths to center yourself and release any tension from your day. Close your eyes and begin to bring your sacred image to mind. Don't worry if it doesn't come immediately or if it feels different from day to day. Simply set the intention to connect with your vision of abundance and trust that it will unfold. The key is to engage all your senses in the visualization. What do you see in your abundant life? What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you feel physically and emotionally? The more vivid and detailed you can make the experience, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. Don't just observe your sacred image like watching a movie. Step into it and experience it from the inside. Feel yourself living that abundant life. Feel the emotions of gratitude, joy, and fulfillment. Let yourself be fully present in that reality, even if it's only for a few minutes. Some days your visualization will feel incredibly real and emotionally charged. Other days it might feel flat or difficult to access. This is completely normal. Don't judge yourself on the challenging days. Just show up consistently and trust that every session is contributing to your transformation, even when you can't feel it immediately. You can also use your sacred image throughout the day as a way to reset your energy when you notice yourself slipping into scarcity thinking. If you catch yourself worrying about money or feeling stressed about your financial situation, take a moment to breathe and connect with your vision of abundance. This helps interrupt the pattern of fear-based thinking and brings you back to the energy of prosperity. As you continue to practice, you might find that your sacred image evolves and becomes more detailed. You might add new elements or adjust existing ones to make them more emotionally compelling. This is wonderful. Let your visualization grow and change as you do. You might also notice that opportunities begin to appear in your life that align with your vision. This could be job opportunities, business ideas, investment possibilities, or simply new ways of thinking about money. Pay attention to these synchronicities and be willing to take inspired action when they appear. Inspired action is different from forced action. Forced action comes from fear and desperation. It's trying to make things happen through sheer will and effort. Inspired action comes from a place of alignment and trust. It's following the guidance that arises naturally when you're connected to your vision of abundance. You'll know you're taking inspired action because it feels right, even if it's also a little scary. It feels like a natural next step rather than something you're forcing yourself to do. It might be applying for a job that seems perfect for you, starting a side business based on your talents, or simply having a conversation with someone who might be able to help you. The beautiful thing about combining visualization with inspired action is that they support each other. Your visualization practice keeps you aligned with your vision and helps you recognize opportunities when they appear. Taking inspired action demonstrates to the universe that you're serious about your intention and ready to receive what you've been asking for. But remember, the action you take doesn't have to be dramatic or life-changing. Sometimes the most powerful actions are small ones. Updating your resume, researching a new skill, reaching out to an old contact, or simply changing how you think about money. Trust that small steps in the right direction will lead to big changes over time. Throughout this entire process, be patient and compassionate with yourself. Transforming your relationship with money is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when you feel completely aligned with abundance and days when old fears and doubts surface. Both are part of the process. Don't expect your outer circumstances to change overnight, although sometimes they do. More often, the changes happen gradually as your inner world shifts and you begin to make different choices from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. You might find yourself speaking up for what you're worth, pursuing opportunities you would have talked yourself out of before, or simply feeling more confident and deserving of good things. The most important thing is to stay connected to your vision and keep practicing your sacred image visualization consistently. Every time you do this work, you're choosing abundance over lack, hope over fear, possibility over limitation. You're rewiring your brain for prosperity and aligning your energy with the life you truly want to live. Trust the process, trust yourself, and trust that the universe wants to support you in living abundantly. You are worthy of prosperity, deserving of financial freedom, and capable of creating the life of your dreams. Your sacred image isn't just a fantasy, it's a preview of the life that's waiting for you when you align your consciousness with abundance. The journey to financial freedom begins with a single step, and that step is choosing to believe that something better is possible. You've already taken that step by being here, by opening your heart to new possibilities, by being willing to look at your relationship with money and choose something different. Keep practicing your sacred image visualization with love and consistency. Keep working through the blocks and fears with compassion and patience. Keep cultivating abundance consciousness in your daily life. And most importantly, keep believing in yourself and your ability to create the prosperous life you deserve. Your abundant future is not just possible, It's inevitable when you align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with prosperity. You have everything you need within you right now to begin this transformation. The only question is, are you ready to step into the fullness of who you're meant to be? I believe in you, and I know that your most abundant life is already on its way to you. All you have to do is keep your heart open, your vision clear, and your faith strong. The universe is conspiring to help you succeed, and every day you practice this work, you're moving closer to the financial freedom and prosperity that is your birthright. Blessed be, beautiful soul, your time for abundance is now.